You're a psychopath.
In fairness, I put it in before
We're
this game
live.
started.
Stop talking.
Oh, we are.
Hi, they don't know what you do. Hello, everyone, and welcome to BTB Now, our first one in nearly 2 months.
Hey now.
I'm really disappointed. I'm not like content guy, which I am, but I'm more disappointed that I fit our 2 month hiatus in the 2 months in which I had a beard, and just wanted that time in my life. And
So wait, was it the type of thing where you did No Shave November and then decided that you liked it, or did you just get lazy?
It was like, hey, this isn't getting horrible reviews, and it's a lot easier than
It did get
shaving.
horrible reviews. I think I was one of the horrible reviewers. Ooh, Georgia. Hey now.
I don't care for your. Yeah, we're all watching the national championship. Let's not hide from that.
You won't get any live. No, I feel like normally I'm the worst with the live reactions. There's not going to be any for me because you guys are 10 seconds ahead of me.
No, I'll get some live reactions in here. But as long as we're on the subject of the beard, this should be a big year for you, considering now you're a hockey fan, and Vegas is looking like a pretty good playoff team so far. So that beard might last well into April.
As a hockey hardo who picked up the Vegas Golden Knights as a team for a long time.
Now, will you be getting a jersey? Because I'm not a fan of those. I'll be waiting to see if they come out with some better ones in the next, I guess, what do they have?
Do they have 5 years?
Huh?
Well, I'm gonna wait till they change because they're
until they change the what?
Name to just the Knights.
They will.
They will. You think?
The Ducks did it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, but the Ducks were legally required to.
Wait, did the Stars not change from the North Stars until they moved to Dallas?
Because why would you have the North Stars in Dallas?
Well, I mean, it's not Northern Texas, I guess. Yeah.
Dallas is east.
As back to the topic at hand. As a hockey hardo, the playoff beard probably will be in effect.
Okay, good to know. I mean, you could do it for the both of us because I can't really get much going on.
I'll do it. Well, I can't do it.
Greek thing?
Huh?
Is that a Greek thing? Because the one other Greek I know can't grow a beard.
Typically, it's quite the opposite.
Is Pennsylvania going to get left out? As a hockey hardo, I've been paying attention, and I noticed that the Penguins and Flyers are near the bottom of the standings.
Yeah.
So, is Pennsylvania going to be entirely left out of the
playoffs? Well, currently the Penguins are in a playoff spot, if I am correct. And I'm more diligent on the Penguins than I am on the Pirates. I know we went through the saga earlier on in the last 2016, but yeah, the Penguins are looking in a playoff spot now. What?
I feel like that wasn't established.
It's 2016.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot to wish everyone a happy New Year.
Oh, happy 2016 7-8, everyone.
I'm not a fan of that.
Oh, Jake Fromm. Oh, Jake Fromm. Sheesh.
That's one.
But anyway, the Penguins are barely in a playoff spot right now, and last night I actually declared the tank after they blew a 3-1 lead, but then they ended up coming back and winning in overtime against the Bruins. So
you declared the tank on the way to the Flyers game before.
That's true. I did declare the tank on the way to the Flyers game, and then they won 5-1, and Ryan Reeves was the first star of the game, and that really kicked off 2017 on a high note. But then we lost to the Red Wings, and then we beat the Islanders, but that doesn't really say much. And then we beat the Bruins last night.
If you want to know what Nick's state of
is that roughing? Is that roughing? It doesn't look like it. But anyway, I will be happy with one of two things: either a complete and total tank resulting in the drafting of Rasmus Dahlin, or a Stanley Cup.
That's the spoiled fans perspective.
That's the thing. I've only been spoiled these last 2 years. Other than that, because before Matt Murray got involved in the playoffs, the Penguins didn't really do much since 2009. But now
Well,
it's
it was playoff
really
jokes. They were still getting in the playoffs. They were more similar to the Flyers, in which they were actually losing to the Flyers.
yeah. But and also I fully expect Jim Rutherford to shake things up before the deadline. I wouldn't be surprised if I haven't ruled out. I mean, I've been on the Carlson train for a while, but I also wouldn't rule out Tavares. And I'm being completely serious, by the way. I would look for a big move either on defense or to get a second line center and move Malkin to the first line. Because it looks like how do you say his name? Sheehan or Shayan? Is looking like the third line center we thought Greg McKegg was.
But
can I point something out here?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Nick's talking about Penguins hadn't done much since 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's again, it's hard to do that here.
Oh, I'm well aware that I've been spoiled as a fan.
Remind me the last time the Flyers won a Stanley Cup?
Oh, 1975.
Yeah. So I feel like if you're going to complain about not being a spoiled fan, try and change your team.
Okay, but here's the thing. I like to think of fandom as, unless you're
a miserable experience.
Unless you're a Patriots fan, I feel like everyone goes through their own pain in their own special way. You know, like if you're a Mets fan, it's just a miserable existence all season. Whereas like if you're let's say like Flyers fans, you're waiting for your chance. You get close and then whereas, you know, Penguins fan, anything short of a deep playoff run is really disappointing. And then when you're on those deep playoff runs, it's really like you go to Game 7 against the Senators. That was a rough day for me. You know, like when they win, I'm relieved. I'm not even happy.
Stressful. And like I do remember enough from, it seems so long ago, but when the Flyers were consistently in these situations, because I got into that argument Saturday night where it was, the Flyers are never in the playoffs. The Flyers have missed the playoffs 4 times in the last 25 years, I believe.
Yeah.
It just so happens that 3 of those have been over the last 5 years. But they're consistently in it, and they're consistently ripping their fans' hearts out. So, and there's been enough highs.
We all suffer our own pain in different ways. Unless you're like a Canadiens fan back in the day, or like a Yankees fan, like at any point in time, other than right now in the 1980s,
or a Cowboys fan is just
it's just like unless you're winning every single year, we all go through similar feelings and whatnot. You know, like we are all equals here, except I'm a winner and you guys are losers.
Speaking of everyone being losers, we are 8 days into the Sixers season for you.
Ooh.
They have not lost since you started caring. People will credit it to the blessing of Lil B. I'm gonna give credit to a Pittsburgh sports fan starting to care about them. I was unfocused.
Wait, what were you just holding up there, Ray? I can't make that out. 1975. That's one of my favorite numbers, actually, because not only is that the last year the Flyers won the Stanley Cup, the Steelers also won their. Well, in February of 1975, the Steelers won their first Super Bowl.
Since I was able to finally write that out and find a piece of paper to do that, I'd like to get back to hockey for just a second.
Okay, go for it.
Because, I really am a hockey harder now.
Georgia's defense is actually looking really good.
I want to accept my trophy now for the one person that seriously actually believed in the Golden Knights. Was saying it all off season that they were a playoff team, and people didn't believe me because I don't know much about hockey.
Don't know anything.
Yeah, wait. By seriously believing, you mean drafting Marc-Andre Fleury in fantasy, correct?
I did draft Marc. Ooh, big problem. I stopped paying attention like weeks ago, and I haven't looked. So I'm probably bad at this point. But I have
Just exactly what you do with baseball, essentially.
yes, I've come to accept
Baseball
that
and basketball and hockey and any other sport that's not football. That it loses me because I'm never with serious enough people where like we'll do like a money league for baseball or hockey or basketball, and
I have no
I
idea
just
what that's
never I'd never stay on.
Do you think it also has something to do with the fact that there's games every day and it kind of is like an overflow?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I'd be down for that and like just checking my lineup, like in the middle, of a lecture or something.
Mm-hmm.
But like, there's never anything in it for me. So then I'm just like, why bother?
I also there's something about baseball that's like I love baseball. It's when the Phillies are good again. It's gonna.
And
be
that's the thing. I'd really like to like get into fantasy baseball, but I'm never with serious enough people.
Oh, but like fantasy again because I'm in a serious league and it's pretty fun.
Yeah, your league is like too serious though because it's like you draft minor leaguers and it's only AL and it's like a 4 year like Rule 5 draft and
I've been Origin for 4 years
and you don't have pitchers and you have like a designated left fielder and then like a 2-month IR and then you have head coaches and punters and individual defensive players.
Here's the deal. Absolutely one of those leagues because they keep you going. Like the whole dynasty aspect.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
baseball
in a
besides
football
football,
dynasty league, and it's really something else. Or what I would like for us to do, I don't know when we should start it. But I feel both of you guys.
I know what you're saying. My idea of it has always been have like 2 years with the same people and then start doing it.
No, that's not what I was talking about. I filled both of you on a little dream I had a week ago, and I'd like for a group of us to start something like this. I don't know when you would start it, but I had this dream where I was in a league, a fantasy league, but it was for all 4 sports at the same time, and you had one roster of however many. I didn't get deep enough into the league like to get the roster particulars, but I think it's a really good idea.
It was your dream was just about the hockey aspect.
And my dream was I drafted. It was the hockey draft, and I drafted. My group drafted. I don't know who we drafted in the first round, but in the second round we got Alex Ovechkin, and in the third round we got Tom Kostopoulos. But can we
on my way to go trademark?
Oh, go for it. Sorry.
Baker Mayfield cookies. I will also trademark that idea for you.
Okay, great. Also, before we finish up okay, you're gonna keep talking. As long as we're finishing up the hockey talk here, can we get some mid-season award predictions from you, Ray?
Vegas Golden Knights.
Wait, and by this I mean I would like you to name the NHL awards.
Steven Stamkos wins most valuable player.
Wait, which most valuable player? Would you be referring to which one of the 2 most valuable players would you be referring to? Actually, no, I shouldn't say that because there's a most valuable player and a most outstanding player, and I would like you to name those 2 awards.
Wait, I don't think I know the most outstanding.
You don't know the most outstanding player?
I might. I just might. Like, if I hear the name, I don't know. I don't think I do, though.
All right, so Steven Stamkos is winning which award, Ray? And he's looking it up right now.
Please.
Huh?
The Hart Memorial Trophy?
Would be which?
The most valuable player?
Okay. So Steven Stamkos is winning the Hart Trophy, in your opinion?
Yeah, that would be his.
Now you're giving it to Steven Stamkos over Nikita Kucherov. That's an interesting choice there.
I prefer Stamkos' skill set.
Okay. Well, that's not what it's about, but okay, yeah, sure.
Yep. I assume
you have Kucherov winning some kind of award.
The Lady Byng Memorial Trophy for the player who exhibited the best type of sportsmanship and gentlemanly conduct, combined with a high standard of playing ability.
You think Kucherov deserves a sportsmanship award? That's interesting for you to say. Especially considering he's going to be a candidate for at least 3 awards, if not 4. Actually, no, he is a candidate for 4, excluding the Lady Byng.
Fine. If you don't want to give him the Lady Byng, I'll give him the Ted Lindsay Award.
Okay, now the Ted Lindsay Award, a lot of the time goes to the Hart Memorial Trophy winner. So you would be saying that...
Nick, I'm not here to satisfy what I believe. Apparently, I'm here to satisfy.
I'm letting you know that it would be hard for me to imagine that the writers and everyone who votes on the Hart Memorial Trophy would give it to Steven Stamkos, and then the players would vote on the Ted Lindsay and give it to his teammate. That's a little bit odd to me, but you carry on. Who do you have winning the Art Ross?
The Art Ross. Steven Stamkos.
Steven Stamkos winning the Art Ross. Okay. So do you have
Steven Stamkos winning the Norris Trophy?
Norris Trophy, I would probably go Andrew McDonald.
Andrew McDonald for the Norris. Okay, I have to respect the absurdity of that. And the Richard, I would assume, is going to Kucherov, correct?
Yes, of course.
Okay, we'll see if he can keep up that lead. Let's see, what are we missing? The Masterton. Who will be claiming the Masterton this year?
Wow, this is a tough one. This is a tough race. However, I would think because of the brand new team having to leave his team season, and yet his team is still the best of the West. Marc-Andre Fleury's got to get in my book.
Okay, I mean, they might just give it to Yager again for being old, or someone might have a stroke or something, and they'll give it to him. Let's see, what else are we missing? The Calder. Any ideas on that one?
Interesting. You should bring that one up. Bring a fire take right here.
Okay.
It will not be
Nolan. Are you going to give it to Nolan Patrick?
No.
It's not going to be Nolan Patrick.
Okay.
I know a lot of people were holding their breaths on that one, thinking he's the next big thing. Not happening.
Who are you giving it to?
That was my big.
Wait, who are you giving it to?
Buddy, I told you who I'm not giving it to.
Okay, but who are you giving it to? Is he looking up rookies right now?
Yeah. Wait, is it pronounced Heisler? What?
The number 1 overall.
Yeah.
Wait, are you trying to pronounce Nico's? Are you trying to pronounce Nico's last name?
Yeah, I'm trying to pronounce Nico's last name. I don't know how.
You don't know how to pronounce his name?
I don't know. Wait, it's
Ray. Ray, why don't you give it a try?
Nico. Siri, how do you say Nico's last name?
How do you say it?
Panos.
I'll give you a hint. He's Swiss.
I'll give you another hint. I barely know her.
No.
Yeah, it does not end in ER?
No. Well, it ends in ER, but that's not how you pronounce it.
It ends in ER. That's all that matters.
Okay.
Nico Hisshire.
No. Hishier would be the correct pronunciation.
Well, Hishier wins my rookie of the year.
I think that's a good pick. I personally would like for Daniel Sprong to win it because he's been on a tear as of late. But he's also gotten into the game pretty late. So I think Hishier is probably a pretty good pick there. I guess you can't really and then what about the Vezina?
Oh, well, you see, I'm very biased on this one.
Okay.
I'm extremely biased on this one, actually.
Oh, you're giving it to Fleury.
Oh, God, no, I'm not giving it to Fleury. Come on.
He has missed a lot of time, though.
Which is why I won't be giving it to him.
Oh, you won't? Okay.
For me, no, geez. What do you think I am? Just blinded by my bias or something?
Yes, that's exactly. Ooh, Sonny Mitchell just tore off like a 40-yard run, 30-yard, maybe 30, like 35 yards.
I'm watching
Don't
it happen.
disrespect the man and mispronounce his name. His name is Sony Michel.
His name is Sony Michel, but for all intents and purposes, it should be Sonny Mitchell. We're not in Europe here, folks.
Maybe his parents were?
I don't think his parents were.
Are you questioning his heritage?
Yes, I am. I don't think he hails directly from France. Because in France, France doesn't produce the kind of running backs that England does.
Like, are we just gonna?
Oh wow, he stayed in bounds the entire time. What?
Be my guy.
Who'd you give the Vesna to?
I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but it is the Lightning goalie.
Are you serious? Andrei Vasilevsky?
Yeah, that's him.
Okay. I don't. What other awards are we making? I'm not gonna have him make a Jennings prediction because he's probably just gonna go Vasilevsky. But what other awards are we missing?
Well, I love Bobrovsky, so if there's another goalie award to be handed out, just give it to him.
The William and Jennings is for the. Huh?
Did he give it Richard?
Yeah, he gave it to Kucherov. Oh, and playoff MVP.
Oh, well, that one's easy. It's going to be Wayne Simmons.
Wait.
Thank you.
Okay. Very good. So you have the Vegas Golden Knights winning the Stanley Cup against whom?
The Lightning. Why not?
Okay. Very good. Going all chalk, I see.
We're not going to pick the
Well, this isn't really chalk because...
Wait. Hold up. Pause. So you have the Golden Knights beating the Lightning in the Stanley Cup final, and somehow Wayne Simmons is going to win playoff MVP.
Have an incredible first round. He's going to score like 25 goals.
It's going to be... Didn't Briere, the one year the Flyers lost in the conference finals, didn't Briere lead the whole league in points for the playoffs?
Yeah, but there's no way he won the...
He didn't, but if Simmons does that to an even greater extent...
Fine. To give you a serious prediction of MVP, Belmar. He just had a kid. Great guy.
Okay. Okay. Very good. All right, enough hockey talk.
Before we finish the hockey talk.
Oh, my God.
Flyers going to rip out their fans' hearts this year. Like, I'm feeling like this might be an all-timer.
Oh, wait.
It depends. They're not going to...
First rounders do the Golden Knights have this year?
Like 4, probably?
So they might get Dahlin themselves.
Yeah. Well, what the Penguins give them for taking Fleury?
They gave them a 2020 second rounder.
It's insane. They're gonna. What sucks for the next expansion team is they're gonna change the rules, right, to like prevent them from doing that.
I don't think so.
I remember seeing something.
And it looks like it's gonna be Seattle. So I'm a fan of it being the Seattle Thunderbirds and just taking the old junior team's name. But they're talking about having it be the Seattle Steelheads because that's the state fish of Washington, and it was the name of an old Negro League team.
Yeah, but
I think
hey, wait, can I just
go ahead?
This. Finish this one out.
Oh boy!
As I double down on my Vegas takes, we had our first 2017, our last 2016. I tweeted out Vegas will win a title before the Flyers. As I watched it happen, I said, "Don't at me." People were dumb enough to at me.
I'm gonna reply to that.
So I would like to congratulate my buddy Drew, who said, "Ray, you clearly know nothing about hockey, and I will at you, and the Flyers will have a cup by 2020.
Who's Drew? Drew Doughty?
Rosenhaus.
Oh, you didn't give you gave it Andrew McDonald, the Norris. Oh,
program. Friend of the program, Mark Kremer. In their first 3 to 5 years.
Ooh.
You're giving the Selke to Mark Kremer?
He also tweeted at me, no, stop. And, oh, hey, Nick, you got it on the action here. I said it doesn't matter. He said, yes, it does. The Flyers will win a cup, if not 2, before Vegas. And then you responded 1975.
Wait, you dug up your old Golden Knights tweets? Oh God.
Yes.
Wait. Who? Sorry, but last hockey question of the night. Who does your Selkie go to?
That's got to be a fake award.
The Selkie, the Frank J. Selkie Award. Is that a real award?
Top defensive forward. Jeez, what is this? Were we just gonna hand out participation trophies? Did the millennials take over the NHL or something?
Wait, that one you can actually try. You can try
What's
giving
this?
that one to Belmar.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give that one to Belmar. Forget it. Belmar's already got playoff MVP. What else does he need? And he's got a kid.
No,
He's got the single greatest
MVP.
wonder of our universe. He brought life into this world. He doesn't need some fake Frank J. Selke trophy that really was just created by millennials.
So wait, who are you giving it to? Patrice Bergeron?
Fake trophy.
Okay.
I'm not giving out a fake trophy.
So just to recap, we have Kucherov winning the Richard and the Lindsay. Stamkos winning the Art Ross and the Hart. We have Belmar winning playoff MVP. We have Andrew McDonald winning the Norris. The Frank J. Selke trophy goes to nobody.
Doesn't exist.
The Calder goes to... Who'd you give the Calder to?
Not Nolan Patrick.
Oh, Hischier.
Nolan Patrick.
And the Masterton...
Nico Panos gets the...
And the Masterton's going to Marc-Andre Fleury.
You gave Vasilevsky the Norris.
Oh, no, Vasilevsky got the Vezina.
Oh, sorry.
He's a goalie and a defenseman. And, and you give the Lady Bing to Kucherov, too.
Can we just... Yeah, obviously. In perspective real quick. Like, who needs this many trophies?
The
Snowflake.
NHL?
When the goalies get Snowflake, they need the...
Wait, there's just as many awards in other sports.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous too.
The NFL has MVP,
This is ridiculous.
Comeback Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the
Yeah, wait,
Year,
the NFL's so
Most
bad.
Improved Player.
The NFL's so bad they can't give an individual Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
They have to give out 2 Rookie of the Year awards.
That's very extra.
I mean, the MLB gives it.
Maybe that's what
hot take.
Maybe I don't enjoy the names.
Too many people don't realize that it's MLB and not the MLB.
Yeah.
But MLB gives
I've
two
jumped on
MVPs.
that. I've jumped on the MLB train over the last 2 weeks. I realized how incorrect that is.
I think I realized how incorrect I was writing a paper on it for some reason, and I was like, "Wow, that's really not correct."
Because people say like NFL and NHL instead of the, and like or no, people say the. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. But
no, you should say the NFL, the NHL, the NBA. But MLB is MLB and MILB. MILB, if you will. Oh, here comes Rodrigo Blankenship.
Okay, so we didn't have
Rodrigo Blankenship really looks like Post Malone. Like if Post Malone never became a rapper.
Whoa, you just broke that story. Quick, tweet that out before someone else does.
Do you think he wears the glasses just to not get the Post Malone comparisons?
No, I think he wears the glasses because he needs to see.
You're a kicker. You line up the pose. You don't need to see. Things overrated. You see it? You can. I think you can make out those all-state hands, no matter how blind you are.
Oh, quick question. Was it bad branding on ESPN's part not to name this the second place game? Because now I think a lot of people are going to be confused as to why champion. I mean, they had a parade. They beat them to the parade.
Oh, did they have it? They had the parade already?
They had the parade in Disney. So like
the UCF stuff is so beyond dumb. It's not even funny.
Do you know how many like BS national titles are claimed by schools?
Yeah, no. They were
Just
talking.
because it's
Clay Travis
2016
was
laws,
talking
they
about
have
it
to
all
stop.
week. Like everybody claims national championships from like 1942.
Yeah. So
I
why?
claim the national championship in 2000.
But it's garbage that like all these. I don't care about UCF because I mean they had a great season. Like that's probably the best they'll ever do. But it's like all these people who think they're like they have like an edgy take that's saying like UCF is the real national champions. Like when the playoffs came out, what is this commercial?
I don't know.
And like when the
But
playoffs came out,
no
like
one was
oh
there.
wow, like UCF should be in the playoff, bada bada bada, like as if they're like coming up with something so original. Like if you don't think that Alabama, Georgia, or Oklahoma or Clemson would have smoked UCF by 30 points, you're insane. Just because UCF beat like a 3-loss Auburn team by a touchdown in the
That beat
Peach
both
Bowl,
of these teams.
huh? What?
A 3-loss Auburn team that beat both of these teams.
Okay.
A 3-loss Auburn team that beat both.
Yeah. It's still a 3-loss Auburn team. A team that that lost to Georgia in the SEC championship. There's no way UCF even gets close to either of these teams.
Inspired by UCF's
I
action.
about Auburn too, and
What?
UCF's
I think
actions.
people said that same thing about Auburn, and then they played very well against them.
I think it's very dumb.
I do think this is going to be the main thing when there is an 18 playoff. This is going to be the year that shows like, okay, even though they probably did the right thing putting these 4 teams in, there should be other teams that deserve a chance. And I think this is going to kind of be the year that stands out.
Okay. How about this? Me personally. Well, first off, when we're talking about teams that deserve to get in, a lot of people when it comes to the 18 playoff would say like the Power 5 get 5 automatic bids, and then
3 wild cards.
That can't work.
Why?
Because if you look at this final season, first off, in the Final Four, you have 2 SEC teams facing off in the championship. So there you go. You're at 6. And then you would have to put Auburn in there, which puts you at 7.
Why do you have to put Auburn in there?
You don't have to put
Auburn
Auburn
beat
anyway.
the 2 teams playing right now.
Yeah, but 3 losses, I don't think you have to do anything.
Okay, well. All right.
You would have had the conference championship.
Are you white guy memeing me right now?
You would have had 5 conference champions. And then
okay, you ready?
You would have had 5 conference champions, 2 wild cards, and the best non-power 5 team. So you would have had.
Okay, so who
you
are
would
your 2
have
wild
had. You would have had Georgia, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Clemson, and
USC.
Then you would have had Alabama.
Wait. I want to see how long it takes you to pick out.
You would have had Alabama and whoever you want to give the – it could be Auburn, I guess.
Could be Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah. Wisconsin would get in over Auburn. Sorry. Wisconsin, just so forgettable. You would have had – and then Wisconsin and then UCF. And then
Here's the thing.
UCF would play Clemson, and if they can somehow beat Clemson, they have a shot at the national championship.
No system that is put into place isn't gonna work every single year. There's gonna be teams that feel left out. I think
that would work very, very consistently.
I think
there would rarely be an argument about that.
You realize that we have 68 teams in basketball, and there's still arguments about teams that should and shouldn't be left out.
But here's the thing: there's one thing.
It's going to happen no matter what. It's just the more teams is better.
I don't think that's the case. If it's if it's clear cut and
Nothing's clear cut.
if it's clear cut and determined before the season that the 5 conference champions and the best non-Power 5 conference team gets into the playoff, and then the two other highest ranked teams get in.
So you don't think there's going to be any debate about who those two
I don't
other
think so.
should be?
Because I think like you said, once you hit 3 losses, you're going to be out of there.
Okay,
And
but
the
there's
committee
going to
and
be
the
some other
whoa,
teams
whoa,
with
whoa.
maybe 2
And the
losses.
committee needs to adjust it properly. So when a team loses week 1, they shouldn't be in the top 25.
Well, I forget who said this. I think it was
Okay.
it was on a podcast, but they were someone's. I think we were listening to this. Someone said that the AP rankings shouldn't be a thing, and like no rankings at all should happen until like 5 weeks into the season.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it was Levitard actually.
Florida State was a top 25 team. Where they were week 1.
They were like 0-3. We're still in the top 25.
Yeah, but they were ranked coming into the season.
Yeah, no.
So like if you
Okay.
a team
Listen,
what?
I see where you guys are coming from. I think that's actually better, that if you don't have the AP poll come out till later in the season, because it's the same programs that the media obsesses over every single year.
Why is the AP doing
At least
rankings
5
when there's only one rankings that actually matters?
I mean, that's always been the case. The AP, the BCS even when the BCS did it, they were the only rankings that mattered.
And I think when the BCS did it and the AP did it, that was dumb too.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. But then there's
Okay.
there's
Well, here
the
you go.
coaches poll too. There's like 4 different polls. There's a USA Today thing.
In lieu of what I've seen with UCF, I have been inspired. And since I haven't had anything happen in Oaks to be proud of in a while,
Georgia is looking
I
very
am
good.
going to go ahead and open up Oaks University, and I'm claiming the following national championships: the 1971 men's soccer, 1978 men's soccer, 1990 men's lacrosse, 1995 softball, 2002 men's volleyball, 2003 men's volleyball, 2004 men's outdoor track and field, 2004 football national championship, 2005 men's outdoor track and field, and 2007 men's outdoor track and field.
Wait, there's a difference between outdoor track and field and indoor track and field?
Yeah,
That's wild.
different seasons.
That very soon, if not this already happened, Louisville will get rid of its 2013 national championship and also claim that one as one for Oaks University.
Damn, so that national title's
So-
not going to last really long.
Wait,
for them.
Oaks University is a thing?
Now it is.
Uh,
So you're saying Louisville's going to have to get rid of their national title really quickly?
like Rick Pitino?
You said it, not me.
Yep. Okay. Regardless, now in lieu of that, the NCAA, you are welcome. All of your vacated national championships now belong to Oaks University.
Oaks University,
we're
which
proud.
does not exist, by the way.
No, it does exist. I just charted it now.
You just
We're
what?
going to have the intern
Started it.
chartered.
Oh.
It's open for business. We'll be opening up the LeVar Ball School of Marketing. And we'll find another school to open up. But for right now, we got the LeVar Ball School of Marketing. We'll get back to you on what we can offer. But we already have our first student. We're going to force the intern to take all of our classes. And we're an operating university. So I'll be coaching all of our sports teams. So athletes beware.
What conference?
And that's probably the MAC.
Oh, I love me some action. You know that.
You know how to get him balled in.
LeVar Ball and Maction? I think I founded this
Yeah.
school.
We are looking for board members, though. So Oh, also, while we're on the topic of LeVar Ball, anyone see that Big Baller Brand got an F from the Better Business Bureau?
Well, did you see the one review?
Yeah, they called a customer that complained about their orders delay a small baller.
That's an all-time move.
And
that was
on brand with everything we've ever known.
I can't begin. It's funny from the outside. I can't begin to imagine how angry I would be if I paid money for something, then complained, and then I was called a small baller for complaining about throwing my money away.
I just have to imagine like Demo or Alan like answering the phone.
Yeah.
And they turn to LeVar and they're like, LeVar, we got a guy complaining about what's going on. And he's just, be a small baller. Tell me he's a small.
No,
and then
I can imagine Alan being like exactly like LeVar behind the scenes. Like
who's Alan? I don't watch Ball in the Family.
Oh, Jimbo on your part right there. Big
you gotta watch Ball in the Family.
I also just realized today that it's on Facebook and not on TV.
Yeah,
it's on Facebook.
I never knew that.
Did you know that the 5 games that they're playing in their European League tour will be on Facebook?
Really?
I'm gonna be tuning in. Wait, how far ahead time wise is Lithuania?
Oh, I know this because Jeff Goodwin did. Jeff Goodwin, I think it's 7 or 8 hours. Because last Thursday on the SVP Sports Center, Jeff Goodwin did a live spot from like a breakfast while eating breakfast at like a 4-star Lithuanian spa. It was very.
That's where the balls are staying.
Primetime games. We should get them at like
that's where the balls are staying.
Lunchtime.
No, if they're
8 hours.
Yeah, the balls are living in a spa.
They're living in
the balls.
Yeah, that's what Jeff Goodwin. That's how Jeff Goodwin got the LeVar interview with them.
Okay, I realized we just did about 45 minutes on hockey, national championships, and LeVar Ball, and it's the NFL playoffs. So I feel like we might want to dip into that.
Okay, wait. So here's my question because I seem more optimistic than you. How much did your hopes for the Eagles go up after watching the playoff games over the weekend? Because they went astronomically high for me.
I think you're wrong on that one.
So in my
well, of course I'm wrong, but that's irrelevant.
Because I don't know if you know this, but the Falcons haven't played their best football yet.
They haven't peaked yet.
They'll peak in 2017 when that finally happens.
And I think it's going to be a quick peak too. We're talking Rick Pitino quick.
Maybe we don't make this joke. All right. Well.
Oh, Wildcat.
We're talking about
they're going to throw it.
Can I do a quick recap on this weekend and then?
Yeah, but no. So the Falcons didn't play well at all. The entire first half was shaping up to be a field goal position back and forth between the Falcons getting pinned inside their own 10, and then the Rams muffed one punt, and it kind of changed the game. Except it didn't because the Falcons' offense was still garbage. Matt Ryan kicked 5 field goals. Is that the So the Falcons and Panthers essentially played in the first half. The only difference was the Falcons defense.
Sheesh.
4 field goals. Yeah, Matt Bryant kicked 4 field goals.
Yeah.
Regardless, I'm just going to go through the weekend, and I'm going to get to your point about the Eagles. Because I was more confident maybe 12 hours ago.
Has reality set in for you?
Let me get through this. This weekend,
I actually like the Eagles this weekend.
This weekend pretty much killed me in every way, shape, and form for football. We start off with the classic 4 o'clock time slot on Saturday, in which Mike Mularkey secured his job for 2018. Which, as the president, CEO, and soon to be one of the few members in the Marcus Mariota Superfan Club, We are trying all of our options to get him out of Tennessee and save his career before Malarkey.
Dude throws a touchdown pass to himself,
Totally.
and it lays down the game-winning block, and you just have to ruin it all.
And forward progress is the way away from the game-losing fumble.
Yeah.
Also, how do you guys feel about Andy Reid?
Well, I think it's hilarious. I think every single year he does the same thing, and then by like the middle of March, he becomes crowned as the best head coach in the NFL again, and all of his fanboys forget that this happens every year. It sucks because Andy Reid does this every year, but there's only like a 4-week period where you can strike and make fun of him, because then when you do outside of that 4-week time frame, you're a bad Eagles fan and you're non-knowledgeable hater.
Here you go.
Embrace debate. Is Philadelphia the dumbest sports town in America?
Exactly.
Georgia.
With Jason, I'm going to help you out with the next time someone says something like this in the middle of March.
Thank you.
Because they're going to revert.
Are you jumping on me? Are you jumping with me on the Andy Reid?
Jumping on you?
Yeah, I misspoke there.
Let me just give you the beautiful argument you can give to someone. They're going to inevitably say to you, he is one of the best football coaches from Monday to Saturday. Mention that this game happened on a Saturday, and the argument's over. Because they're just going to get annoyed.
I like that.
That's good for you. Mike Malarkey.
Monday to Saturday and February to, well, not including April because he's a terrible drafter. But Monday to Saturday and May to December. One of the best head coaches.
Well, he is not Mike Malarkey because Mike Malarkey is not good on any day of the week. But for some reason, his players played for him. And
also, why wasn't Derrick Henry starting all year?
Because the Titans are idiots.
Yeah. I'm still not sure how that happened, but again, what do I know?
Remember when they drafted Derrick Henry in the second round? Or they traded a 4th-round pick for DeMarco. They traded for DeMarco Murray and then still drafted Derrick Henry in the second round.
Yeah.
And then benched Derrick
Smash Mouth
for 2 years.
Exotic Smash Mouth.
I rest my case.
Hey now.
Hey, that's Smash Mouth. I think the exotic part of it is their quarterback throwing down blocks to win the game. That's pretty exotic.
No, the exotic part. I'm not getting it. No, we're not doing this. The exotic part is the first half when Mario's got like 3 touchdowns and 10 interceptions on the season. When they're actually like in a set, like exactly what Malarkey wants to do. And the second half, when they're coming from behind, when Mario actually has like 12 touchdowns to like 6 interceptions.
Have you ever thought about the Titans just being a rope-a-dope team? Also, Georgia is going to win this game by about 20.
So to confirm the Nick Bogatis emotional spectrum here, I got a DM from him Wednesday that told me to hammer Georgia for this game, which I didn't because I'm a good moral human being that doesn't gamble.
Well, I don't either.
And then
Breakball Sports does not endorse gambling.
Whoa, wait. Let me explain myself here before I get slandered, because I have been tempted once or twice in my life, but I've strayed from temptation and followed the good Lord's light, and have never participated in such activities.
So you told me to hammer Georgia Wednesday, and then I think 2 or 3 plays after Nick Fromm threw the interception on the first drive, you texted me, take Bama minus 14, this game's over. And then now we have Georgia's going to win by 14.
No, I said Georgia's going to win by 20.
Going to win by 20. So if you're keeping track,
actually,
in the bets that Nick has placed in his mind, he's 2-1. He will win Georgia. Georgia +3 was the original spread.
4 actually.
+4. So you will win that. You will win the minus 20 bet that you've just placed in your head, and then you will win. And then you'll lose the Bama minus 14.
Okay, moving back to NFL football. My Super Bowl pick. In the picks, they lost. They're out.
Sheesh.
But that's okay. Eagles wise, I'm okay with it. So that was my second L of the weekend. I sat down and watched the whole Bills and Jaguars game.
That's an L.
That was an L.
Although I will say I was watching it and we had a little shindig going on around here.
Nice
was
brag.
huh?
Nice brag.
Yeah. Of game time. That was 59 minutes and 30 seconds of just pure boredom. But when Nathan Peterman came in that game and ran for the first down, that was probably the most excited I've ever been in a football game ever.
Nathan Peterman story of the year.
The fumble made it better too. The fact
absolutely.
But no, I think we all deserve credit because none of us really got that much sleep Saturday. The fact that I didn't fall asleep during that game is amazing.
Dare we get into why none of us got any sleep?
Well, I literally couldn't sleep for an hour because I thought my new phone was going to freeze, even after all that happened.
It was in my house the whole time.
Yeah, I know.
Right where we were looking is where it was.
Ugh. That as rough as that night was, I think it was pretty good for my brand.
Okay, as long as we're getting into like dancing around this, we were at Ray's house sleeping over, and at about 3:45 in the morning,
Yeah,
Cantor decides.
I had to get a blanket.
Just realizes that he might have left his phone and his jacket in his car.
No. So I had my phone with me. I left my computer and my blanket were in my car.
Okay, so for whatever reason, at 3:45 in the morning, Cantor decided just then that he needed his computer and his blanket.
Well, I didn't want my computer in my car overnight.
Okay, so he didn't want his computer in his car overnight. So he ventures out past the driveway in 8-degree weather.
Oh, it was cool.
To go retrieve his computer and his blanket. But then realizes as he's walking to his car that he forgot his keys. So what does he do? He then approaches the door.
You're gonna tell what didn't happen.
No, I'm not gonna say what didn't happen. He approaches the door and tries to re-enter the home. Now the issue is
that's not what happened. Do you want me to say what actually happened?
No, I'm gonna tell them what actually happened, and then you could tell your fake news part of the story.
You were downstairs.
So then he tries to re-enter the house, trying to get the attention of Ray's brother, Matthew. Matthew obliges and holds back their rather jumpy golden doodle. Now, Cantor eventually gets into the home and excites this golden doodle. So the golden doodle proceeds to bark. I believe her name is Cece, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So Cece proceeds to bark
correct.
rather loudly and sets off this convoluted alarm that is completely unnecessary. So this alarm, whatever it is, just sounds like a doorbell. So now we're in the basement and the doorbell goes off, assuming that Cantor at 3:45 in the morning decides to ring the doorbell because he got locked out going to his car but forgot his keys. So anyway, the dog starts barking, the doorbell goes off, and Cantor gets his keys, and then eventually he loses his phone in the process.
So what actually happened? I went outside. I didn't walk down the driveway. It took about 3 steps because I reached for my pockets. And at that moment, it was like, damn it, I don't have my keys. So I waved to him, like, go downstairs, get my keys. So I was waiting at the door, and I didn't lock the actual door. So the screen door was closed.
Oh, here comes Post Malone again. Actually, Rodrigo Blankenship's name should be Pre-Malone.
But so at some point, I don't know whether the dog heard me or the dog heard intern jingling Sandora's keys. It was one or the other. And when that happened, dog went to the top of the staircase, saw me, started barking. I quickly opened the door, ran, got the dog, brought him down to the intern. And during that time, I was in such a blacked out, like, scared state of fear that A, I didn't hear that alarm go off. And B, at some point I put my phone down on their was that your dining room?
It doesn't matter. It's
I put my
also
phone down on
it's
that
also
table.
important to note that Ray's next door neighbor is evidently some kind of
Have you been
either
talking about this?
American or Soviet spy, and has some ridiculously high level security system that sounds like a bald eagle screeching at every second of every day. And if it is set off, then Secret Service agents will be rushing from every corner of Royersford and Oaks, Pennsylvania, rushing to protect this supposedly important woman. So quite easily, this dog-induced doorbell of an alarm could have set up a series of national security events, and the National Guard would have been promptly marching to Ray's home. Am I correct in that statement? I think yes.
About time for my version of the story.
Oh, you
Well,
were
you were
out,
asleep.
and then that woke you up. Your version. I
You
felt
literally,
worse for you.
the doorbell went off, and Ray just sits up for a second, barely opens his eyes, and says, "Sheesh."
That was the only I felt legitimate. I felt legitimately bad for Ray throughout that whole thing, and felt bad for the intern because I thought Ray was going to blame that whole thing on him when it was.
Well,
Yeah,
that was
we do need to hear the backlash that came from that.
There was just a lot of tired people.
Yeah. Which, in fairness, at least on our front, because Sandora was up till like 4:30. You were up till like 4. I was up till 5:30. So like, it would have. There were tired people regardless. Even though I lost about an extra half hour of sleep because when I put my phone down on the table, I went downstairs and I didn't know where my phone was, and I thought I put it down in my car. So I went to sleep thinking my phone was gonna my 2-day-old phone was gonna freeze in my car.
I went to bed thinking, man, it is only a few hours till I have to get up and teach the kids about Jesus. So,
but you act like you're the only one that went through that.
Yeah, I drove home. I drove 2 hours home in the morning.
Yeah, I drove an hour.
It wasn't awful for you to just sleep the day away and then wake up and leave.
But we didn't do that. We had to watch Jags Bills. How could we sleep through that?
I'm not even going to touch the Carolina New Orleans game because I don't believe in talking about a game in which concussion protocol failed. I just will echo the words of the great Adam Schefter. And now we can move on to this week, where the Falcons and Eagles
We're on to Atlanta.
Square off. Steelers and Jaguars. I am going to hammer the Jaguars plus 7.5. I think that is a safe bet.
What's the over under in that game?
I wouldn't know. I'm a good, wholesome boy.
You bet the under in the Chiefs game.
Yes, I would have if I was that kind of person.
Yeah. So Jaguars, and I'm feeling much less confident about the Eagles. The whole home field cold weather is not going to be a factor. It's going to be like 50 degrees. It's going to be like the warmest day of the past month in Philadelphia. It should be raining, which we all know. Nick Foles. And yeah. So I am having a hard time believing anymore. I saw the bald eagle in my backyard, and that is pretty much the only thing I have right now to go on. So
I honestly think your best hope, your best shot at giving yourself hope is watching the Falcons offensive highlights for this season, because you'll realize, wow, this video is really short, and it all comes from that game where Mohamed Sanu threw a touchdown to Julio Jones, and that was against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Also means Julio Jones is due for his second 200-yard receiving game, and where better to do it than against Jalen Mills on the road?
Georgia has the ball again. I don't know how they got it, but they have it.
It is my biggest thing.
I think if it's gonna it's gonna be raining a lot, right? So it's gonna hard to run routes.
That's where
He's gonna guarantee you, Julio Jones comes up with some sort of hip injury and is limited during the game. He's gonna slip.
Sheesh.
my only confidence. Falcons really didn't play that well against the Rams, and the Eagles' run defense is fantastic.
Yeah, no, again,
Just slow them down in the rain.
my hope going into that week was that I was rooting very hard for the Falcons. Again, if I did gamble, I would have bet a lot on the Rams, but even if I did gamble, I wouldn't have done that because I don't cross gambling with rooting interests, and I was rooting very hard for the Falcons because I legitimately think the Eagles will beat them. And when you get to an NFC Championship game, anything can happen. And I personally think if the Vikings win this week, we're gonna look at how that game played out and say Case Keenum played like garbage, and the Eagles can win that game. Because if you look at how the Vikings are built, they have a better defense, but I'll take Jay Ajayi over Latavius Murray, despite the fact that I have a Latavius Murray jersey. I'll take Alshon Jeffrey.
Oh, that's huge.
Over Stephon Diggs. And I'll take Matt Collins over Adam Thielen.
Who's Matt Collins?
How dare you?
Wait, Matt Collins or Mac Hollins?
Mac Hollins.
I still don't know who that is.
Jersey.
Doesn't he coach the Grizzlies?
He got fired. Or no, the Hollins guy was like a while back.
Oh.
Fizdale just got fired. But by the way, that is an assault on Ray's brand, not knowing who Mac Hollins is.
Oh, I thought that was Burton.
That too.
Everybody's favorite third string tight end, Trey Burton, is probably.
Oh, that's unnecessary roughness for sure. Targeting? No? Flag. Interesting.
Tight end of the year. I've loved Trey Burton since he was 47.
So wait, Ray, official, because we both had the Rams winning the Super Bowl doesn't mean we can't give predictions from here on out. Do you officially think the Eagles win this week, and who do you think wins the Saints Vikings game?
The Eagles win.
It's more fun for me when you're being pessimistic, and I get to feel like the one that's actually has a positive outlook on life.
Okay, fine. You know what? Because I'm not very confident in the Eagles winning. Lay me the Falcons.
Are you gonna -3 or? I think your sound cut out.
-7.
Wow.
Oh, doubling down, I see.
Double reverse teaser.
The what?
A reverse teaser.
Oh, I heard Rivers. I thought you were going to make a Phillip Rivers joke.
No.
Rivers Camargo?
Also, I think Phillip Rivers deserves the extra L on his name.
No.
You have an anti-Phillip Rivers podcast.
I'm so anti-Phillip Rivers, it's not even funny.
Which is probably the most absurd belief you have.
Why?
How do you... I don't understand how you don't like Phillip Rivers.
He's absolutely not a likable guy in any facet, ever.
Oh, I hate to break it to you. Phillip Rivers' season ended over a week ago. Jason, I still want you to talk about the Eagles season ongoing. And Nick, we are going to eventually talk Jags Steelers.
He brought up Phillip Rivers. No, I think I was saying this last night. I forget the who, but it was. I think the Eagles. If the Eagles play the Vikings, they match. I was just saying this. They match up. I don't think they match up that terribly because they're similarly built, where the quarterback position is kind of a liability. I think and hope Nick Foles kind of is going to ease those concerns, because if you remember the last time he played really terrible against the Cowboys and then had a week off. He then followed that up by throwing 7 touchdown passes against the Raiders. So all the Eagles now have to do is sign Riley Cooper, and they'll be fine. But
I don't think that would go over well in 2016.
Probably not. But no, I think they match up really well against the Falcons because I just think Matt Ryan is garbage. I think he's one of the most overrated players in the NFL. I think he had one good season, and it just so happened to be last year. And then his one chance to become elite, he blew a 28-3 lead. So
the ref just did the interference signal for illegal block in the back.
Oh God. But no, so I don't think I think every game the Eagles play from here on out, whether it's one game or three, is going to be low scoring. I think this is going to be a low scoring game. I think if they play the Saints, that's an issue. The Saints are the only team that scares me, and even the Saints and the Rams are the only two teams that scared me just because they can beat you in many different ways. The Vikings aren't going to really expose your bad secondary because I don't think you're going to see at Case Keenum chucking it 30 yards downfield in the rain, or in the cold, or period. And I don't see the Falcons doing that either because Matt Ryan's not a good quarterback. So I'm confident. I'm gonna die on this hill, and I'm gonna be very upset Saturday night, and that's what it's gonna be.
Nick, you have to wait all the way till Sunday
Yeah.
to see your side of the state play.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not too excited about it because another sick brag on my part. I have a family party to go to, and I have a feeling that part of the family is probably going to disown me if they have to like sit with me watching a Steelers game.
Are they like Jets fans?
No, most of them are Cowboys fans, but like even like but like not to the point where they like they have disdain for me as a Steelers fan. It's just that I'm not a pleasant person.
This just the. It's harsh.
Sports. I'm really not a pleasant person when I'm watching sports.
It's.
Why did you mute me there, by the way? Might I ask?
You are related by blood to people who celebrate the Cowboys.
Oh yeah.
But
I mean, it happens.
No, I don't think.
Wait, hold up. Your mom's a Giants fan.
Pleasant person when they're watching.
Different story.
What do you mean it's a different story?
It's here, not you.
Yikes! He's on a roll.
I wasn't even talking and he muted me.
But no, I don't think anyone's really a pleasant person when they're watching a playoff game of their favorite team. But
yeah, but like I'm not related to like total like hardos like me, and they just don't get it.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But like
I was trying like yesterday I was trying to explain Jeff Fisher jokes.
That you can't do that.
But like I was asked to explain Jeff Fisher jokes.
Oh,
Fisher jokes aren't that good, anyways.
What do you mean?
But no, because Ray, do you know how when the Eagles have been good, they're especially in the Andy Reid era, they would constantly lose to teams that they shouldn't lose to?
Yeah.
Nick, do you feel that way about like the Steelers Jaguars? Like they're going to lose this game because, and the Steelers especially have been that team this year where they play the worst against the worst.
No, I don't want to overthink it.
I can't relate to that.
I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. As long as Blake Vick doesn't run for 95 yards, I think we'll be fine.
Falcons, Patriots, Jaguars. You're welcome, America.
Wait, Falcons, Patriots. Did you say Saints? I missed the first pick.
No, I said Vikings.
Vikings. I think the Eagles' best shot is Vikings. Saints.
Vikings. Falcons.
I really like the Vikings. Hey, as a team as a whole, I really like the Vikings. I'd like to see them win the NFC. Actually, really, realistically, I'd like to see the Eagles win the NFC because I think that's the Steelers' best chance at the Super Bowl.
Ooh. I think the Vikings as a team, they're certainly loaded all the way around, but the Saints, I think the Saints are the team that can beat you in most ways. I think they're a team that's going to be an underdog
that's right.
way because if if the Saints and Eagles win this week, the Saints are going to be playing 2 road games, so they're going to be kind of team that people.
Oh,
Was it a catch?
Mitchell is insane.
Saints are going to be a team that if they get to the Super Bowl, they're going to play their best game in the Super Bowl. I just think because it's controlled environment, you don't have to. The road games are going to be out of the way for them. And I don't know. I don't think I think the Vikings benefit more from playing in a cold weather game. So
the rest of the games this season, or how do I put this? In Minnesota, here.
what?
George is going to score before halftime on a. I think Rodrigo Blankenship is going to single-handedly win this game.
Game played in Minnesota this week, next week, and for the Super Bowl.
All right, I love it. Let's embrace the Ray pessimism. Eagles. I'm feeling it.
Cynic.
Oh baby.
Also, do we know if Sidney Jones is gonna like play much Saturday or what?
I hope not.
Is that just by not liking his 1 week of game film? Do you want
No.
Yeah, but that's maybe just him getting his feet wet, and he
wait, who's getting his feet wet? Sorry,
he plays Saturday.
I'm not here to wet the feet in the divisional round.
That's fair.
Still are starting back come week 1.
I think if you see Jalen Mills get burned a couple times again,
Jake Fromm.
It might not be the worst option.
Jake Fromm is going to be really good, dudes.
I'm here for a J.J. 150-yard game, and I'm here for a Devontae Freeman 20-yard game. And I'm here for an NFC championship, and I'm very excited because it's going to happen.
Okay, I said we do it on Twitter, and we didn't do it at all. Kind of shocking.
What did we do?
We did not talk about the Sixers. Really easy here.
I actually tried. I tried, and you guys got into hockey. I mentioned how it was Nick's. The Sixers are undefeated since the season started for Nick, which I think is more of a blessing than will be.
This podcast, this show does not endorse what
wait, hold up.
Jason Cantor just said.
I wanted the Sixers to tank this year.
Okay, so never mind. Then I don't endorse what I just said.
Okay.
I forgot how much I was bothered by your Sixers fandom over the summer.
Yeah. No, I forgot that I wanted the Sixers to lose. Wait, this is peak process right here. Because either way, I win.
No, yeah, but I guess. But no, see, your thing is, at this point, you have to take a side.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, I am a Sixers fan, but I don't think a championship is in the cards this year. And the NBA isn't like the NFL where like anything can happen. So I figure like you might as well just get another solid player.
Or you might as well actually see, you don't need enjoyment out of the NBA because at that same time you'll have the Penguins playing in meaningful games. We need enjoyment. I don't need the 20 and 40 Phillies. I don't want to watch the 20 and 40 Phillies playing every night in June. I want to watch other things.
Draft lottery.
That's one night.
It's going to be huge though.
It's going to be big. Lottery's going to be fun. But
I'm going to cut you two mumbling.
Wait, can I one more thing that actually like is relevant? After that Portland game,
I think on the goal line, by the way, or not the goal line, like 3-yard line.
After that Portland game, everyone was down in the dumps. People thought the season was over. People were ready to tank. People were ready to, stupid people were ready to fire Brett Brown. But I think that game was the low point of the process. They've won 4 in a row since, and they're gonna pull perfect Flyers, get us very close to the 8 seed, and then end up not getting it, and it's gonna suck. but I'm here for it.
Okay, I'm going to tweet out this quote now. So we're all clear on this time on this beautiful earth. I am prepared to die on the Brett Brown. Will not waver.
Jordan's
This
about
man
to
is
score
my
a
head
touchdown
coach.
right here.
Well, see, the problem is the people who are trying to fire Brett Brown are the people like Nick who either wanted one.
I think Brown's a fine coach.
But they're the people who are immediately going to tank mode if you can't win. And when they see a growing team go through a bunch of growing pains, which I'm willing to admit that not all of it's growing pains because there's Jared Bayless and JJ
What an
Redick
idiot.
stupid mistakes so much, and that can't happen. But it's a developing team making mistakes that developing teams make. And I think people that want to fire the coach in that is kind of baffling. And you're either not watching all the games or you just got on board when the Sixers signed JJ Redick and traded for Markelle Fultz.
Oh, Jake Fromm in the slot.
Ray, also, are you scared about Fultz because his 3-point shot in the workout videos didn't look good?
Go Dogs.
Tweet. Oh man.
Woof woof.
George by 30.
Woof woof.
Are you scared about Fultz?
Fultz is looking better as the days go on. As the videos I'm watching, I feel much better about Fultz. I am prepared to watch his party on Martin Luther King Day. O'clock. I will be there.
R.I.P. in peace.
I definitely think he will be there playing. I'm prepared for that to happen. That's a week from today.
No, because I've been like totally. I think he will. I've been on the Fultz will turn out to be a stud for bandwagon this entire time. Has there been a video of him taking a 3-point shot since the one video last week? I think Kyle Neubeck took it because his free throw looks fine. His outside shot still doesn't look good, and I'm worried they're going to get him into game action. That shot's still going to look bad. Would you say
his jump shot is indeed broke?
I don't think it's broke because his jump shot, Washington in the summer league, looks so smooth. That's the thing. It's in there somewhere. It just has to be channeled. And I'm a believer that when you have something, when you're into a habit that's not good, the more repetition just leads to it sticking for longer, and it's going to make it harder to get rid of. So if his 3-point shot's all the way there, I don't think he should be playing. But if it's made some sort of strides over the past week that I didn't see in that first workout video, get him in. I'm excited, and I'm all out. Again, I had a dream about him playing 2 weeks ago, so I'm ready.
Dude, Rodrigo Blankenship lines up like he is blind. Like he puts so much thought into each step. Like you would think he genuinely can't see.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's what we're gonna call this one quits. I'm just gonna say the Sixers are 5-3 since Embiid and I conversed. So he's averaging
4-0 since Lil B blessed him.
Sheesh.
I'll never claim to be Lil B. I would say yeah, so that's all I got for you.
Go Dogs. Woof woof.
Oh yeah, go Dogs. Roll
Woof.
Tears roll. Been a Bama hater since Nick Saban made Tim Tebow cry. I will stand by that for life. And
celebrating the Natty with Tim Tebow tonight. Will you be able to see Tim Tebow's tweets about the Natty tonight?
I will not. Has he tweeted the word Natty tonight?
It's unfortunate for you. I feel bad.
Yeah.
Just kidding. That's all we got for it tonight. I would like to thank all of you for tuning in, the various people that came in and out throughout the broadcast. But if it wasn't, I'm really grateful for all of you. We don't say this enough.
Love you guys.
But that's all the time I got. Any last closing thoughts from you two?
Sheesh.
Sheesh.